What's up, everybody? It's Mark the Mike. This is another The Wrestling Babble podcast by Wrestling Ring. I'm Mark the Mike. I'm joined by my tag partner, Louis Beans.
What is up? What is up?
Always, we're back on regularly schedule. We got a lot of wrestling to talk about, but first, we have our wrestling retrospect. We picked, Hector Garza, which is the uncle of Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo.
Yes, sir.
So, you go first. Your first match.
So the first match I have is from should be WCW. It is Hector Garza. Let's see, versus Steven Regal,
That was good. I did watch that one.
and I think this is for again, the TV title. Yes, and it was pretty cool because again, I didn't know who he was at the time.
Yeah.
Um, But he had like a different look to all the luchadors because he had more of a traditional wrestler look.
Yeah, he was kind of
The
tall.
the only no, no, I mean his
But
gear. He
yeah,
literally only wore trunks back then. I'm
yeah,
like most of the WCW, like 99% WCW luchadors all wore like elaborate outfits. You know what I mean?
or pants.
Or long pants.
Yeah,
I think the only other person who did not wear it was Silver King. So there you go.
yeah,
Because El Dandy, even El Dandy,
yeah. He wore
the
pants.
homie El Dandy. He wore long tights though. So he has. I think he's super young. Like he has to be early 20s, maybe even young, maybe like 19. Because he, unfortunately, we when we looked through this, we found out he passed at like 43.
Yeah,
So he wasn't that old even in the business.
yeah,
Um, this was actually a solid match, like you said, because they have completely different styles, and if at all Garza missed something, you just saw Regal jump on him like a bloodhound
yeah.
that smelled whatever the fox that they follow or whatever. Like he was just on him. I think there's a few counters back and forth where he like just completely ducks out of the way or something. And then there's one really kind of I feel bad for Garza moment where he does a corkscrew outside the ring and Regal's standing there. He's not moving, so it's like you didn't have to jump. And he corkscrews and he barely touches him, so he just slams into the crowd. It's terrible. Um, Unfortunately, he does not win this match,
Yeah.
and he gets caught with the Regal stretch, I believe it was,
Yep.
which is the STF. It looks like it hurts like hell.
Yep.
And this match is a lot of stuff happens, and this match is less than 4 minutes. Crazy.
Cool. All right. This one was just a surprise victory because Scott Hall was an asshole to the referee. This match lasted maybe like 30 seconds. Well, Scott Hall beats up Hector Garza. It was like a improv match. The party was like a squash match. And then Scott Hall decides to slap around the referee, kick him in the butt, and he's talking mad shit. And Hector Garza catches him with a roll up and a pin. And the referee fast counts on Scott Hall. And that shit was hilarious. Match is like 30 seconds, but it's funny as hell. And then his he's just pissed, and he freaking raises his ass like 3 times afterwards. He got a
Damn,
window. And
that
he
was
was with
great.
six at the time.
Yeah, yep. WCW. It was six.
All right, what's your next one?
The second one I have another surprise because I didn't know he he was apparently also a journeyman.
Yeah,
This one is Hector Garza versus AJ Styles
nice,
in TNA. In TNA.
nice.
Unfortunately, this one is potato quality, but if you want to check it out, it's on Lucha Click on YouTube.
Yeah,
They do not have the date, but they put it up February 3rd, 2021. Um, This one, not the longest match, a little bit longer than the other one, is actually a lot more competitive. And again, I just point out, like for a person that I didn't know, like I didn't see many of their matches.
Yeah.
Like he fought some of the best in the world. Regal first, I saw, and now see AJ Styles.
Yeah.
And I believe this one was for, I think they say it's for the number one contendership for the X division.
Yeah.
Because I think that's what he was involved in the most when he was in TNA was the X division. Um, and again, the things I did not know is just because you think, okay, yeah, he's got the lucha style down, but when he's fighting AJ in this one, he has to turn up like the technical style and whatnot.
Yeah.
He's like right there with AJ, which is like, damn, okay. And so it just makes me this one just kind of makes me feel like this was like an underrated like wrestler. Like I could say I could really see like if this guy was like your favorite wrestler growing up or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, because he's pretty much fought who's who and everywhere.
Yeah.
If you look, um, this one has kind of a weird into it where but it's kind of cool actually. So they have during the match, the theme is they are like evenly matched. It comes down to a superplex, which usually doesn't finish a match, but when it hits, you see the replay. Garza ties up AJ's legs at the end, and it slightly rolls his shoulders up and AJ's down, and it's like, damn, I didn't see that. And you look at the replay, it's like, oh wow, his shoulders were up, and then AJ's were down. I'm like, oh, that's cool.
Nice.
So yeah.
All right. My next match. I was actually trying to find if he fought Ultimo Dragon, and he tag teamed with him, but he never actually fought him.
Mm-hmm.
So I found another one. This one is part of Reyes de Reyes Finals. This is a four-way match. This is Latin Lover versus Atagano versus Heavy Metal versus Hector Garza. This is in Mexico. They had a Corona ring, so it made me want a beer. Um, this was a very high flying match more than anything, and I actually got to see some of his more high flyer style. As in, he did some neat bat flips. He did some springboard like missile drop kick and stuff like that, and that actually looked really dope. Cause he did it as how Jericho does it to the outside, like he would hit the second turnbuckle and then drop kick outside.
Oh yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
he runs to the top. He jumps to the top rope and springboards and drop kicks.
Mm-hmm.
It looks really nice, and this is a big four-way match. I guess this was the final tournament because he did win a trophy and everything like that. But this match was high end. He finished it with like almost like a Boston Crab looking move. Um, I'm not sure if he that was no. He ended it with a backflip, backflip pin, moonsault pin. He won the tournament, and that was a good one and a very fun match. Octagon was trained by Gray Sasuke, that was actually really he's pretty solid as well. So there you go. That's my second one. And your last?
The third one I have is uh I wanted to find some of the Mexican matches. I found some. It is CMLL, Hector Garza versus Ultimo Guerrero. I believe it says for the championship,
Yeah,
the world championship, or the main championship, I believe, which I think for them is worlds. This is it says 12th of August 2011. And I think this is around the time before like this. I think this was his last full year of
yeah,
wrestling. Um, and this one you should see the beginning because this is where Angel got his. I think he does it as a tribute to his uncle
yeah,
because this is where I like. 100% his look is how Angel Garza is now. The boots, the knee pads,
Yeah.
the trunks, but he starts the match with the pants on,
Oh, okay.
and he tears them away, and they come off, and then the girl, over there, the women they go
Ooh.
nuts. Um, and then like I think so there's a funny thing with him and the guy is Ultimo Guerrero where they just act the I think they clearly don't like each other, like they're rivals or whatever. And he gets him with half the uniform off. So then he does the hand up, stop, and then takes off the shirt, and then Guerrero pins him. But I believe it's before the bell rings officially for the match.
Yeah.
So he gets the pin, and he's like, I'm leaving. I'm out of here. And they're like, no, 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 you can't do that. The bell didn't ring. Cool little note, and kind of a tie to like the future. His ring partner, like the person who's on the outside cheering him on, is Phantasma.
Nice.
Um, Santos' father. Like
Cool.
it's the same mask and everything.
Nice.
So you see now Legato is has ties even to back then, which is actually pretty cool. Again, this one is just a lot of uh I guess because of the style there, you see him going like move for move with Ultimo. A lot of them are high flying. Like there are some power stuff because again, he's a big dude.
Yeah.
He flies, but like he's easily 220 something, 230 something. Like it's a
Yeah,
big
he's
dude.
pretty tall.
And like he's jacked.
Mm.
Here and this one, he's like solid. Like again, he has the physique like Angel. Um, and then not there's no like BS in the ring and whatever. It's a straight up match, and they go pretty hard back and forth. Um, I for some reason the counts here are super dramatic, and I think that's maybe because that's a CMLL like championship match type of deal. But the counts are like a very slow but dramatic one, two. It's not like one, two. It's very slow. The crowd gets in on it, and when the guy kicks out, like the whole place goes nuts. And I'm like, that's actually very different from America, the
Yeah.
way they do it. So this match is actually cool for that factor. Like if you're not familiar with CMLL, and in the end, he wins the match. But here's the thing: everything I've read about him, they said his finisher was this thing that he does here,
Yeah.
which is like this moonsault corkscrew, which is ridiculous looking in action. Again, he's huge doing it, but this is the first time out of all the matches I see him do it. So
Humberto used to do that.
really, okay.
Yeah, he used to, and but he used to get it into like he looked like he was doing like a cartwheel, and he used to twist going down. When he was
Oh, you mean like when he would jump out of the ring, right?
no, he did it off the top rope. When
Oh,
he
really?
used to wear a mat, he was a masked wrestler before WWE. When he was that
Oh,
character, he had like a ninja mask and shit. He used to do
mhm.
like that and do a spin to it. I think Humberto took that from him.
Okay.
I could
And he
see
also
that.
has the moon. He has the moonsault too.
Yeah,
He has the Humberto's like. I think he's got one of the best moonsaults in wrestling.
yeah, he has a nice
And
moves.
here you see Hector Garza do it as well. So
Yep.
I think a lot of this stuff you see those the two nephews like there's a lot of tribute. You if you see him first and then go look at their stuff, and you're like, oh wow, yeah, yeah. So and this is his first CML heavyweight championship. Is a world heavyweight
Nice,
champion.
nice.
So there you go.
So my last one is more of a funny one because there's a clip of this little luchador that was in like a blue monkey suit. That
Mm-hmm.
it's a
Mm-hmm.
meme now. Like he gets slid under the ring and thrown at somebody.
Mm-hmm.
I found the match where it's from.
Oh, okay. And he's in, Hector Garza's in that match.
He's the one that throws him.
Mhm. Wow. Small world.
This is a Mystical Shocker and Hector Garza versus Dos Caras Jr., a Terrible, and Taxano Jr. And I don't know what the name of the little gorilla is, but yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Hector Garza was trying to kill him the whole match. And
Now,
when
can
he
you
actually catches him, he slides him onto the ring, and he falls like a little drop. Bloop, bloop.
now can you tell me, was he on the opposite team or was he just running around
He's
outside?
running around outside, and I guess like Garza wanted to take him out.
Okay, okay,
Because during this whole match, he'll be in like in action and actually taking a person out, and then all of a sudden he would just start chasing him.
nice.
Like the whole match, he was like preoccupied with that little monkey.
I
I
think
don't know
his
what
that's
he
his
is.
name. I think his name is like Monkey or something like that. Super
Yeah,
Monkey.
but he got used as a weapon twice, and he got
Nice,
thrown.
nice.
And it just made me laugh. So, all right, that's our wrestling retrospect. We'll get into another person next, and at the end of the show. We go to the weekend wrestling, and we had a crazy ass after SummerSlam event. So we had Monday Night Raw kick off. We kick off with Gunta, and the same thing with Kaiser introducing him as the world champion. And Randall comes out and challenges him at the bat at Bash in Berlin for the world championship.
And that's the next show, right? The next big show.
Yeah, at the end of this month, I like those 1 o'clock shows.
Mm-hmm.
Cause yeah, it's in Germany, so
Gotcha.
I like the promos. I like everything. I'm all for it. Let's go.
Yes, do it. I'm waiting for the eventual turn of Kaiser because there was I didn't forget,
Yeah,
but Gunther beat that man ass.
yeah.
He beat that man ass. That's all I gotta say.
Then we have Sheamus versus Ludwig Kaiser. Sheamus defeats him. Really solid match.
Yes, sir. Kaiser gets one up on him, and then we get a lurking Butch, formerly known as Butch.
Yep.
I like how they make it a joke now. Sheamus calls he doesn't want to be called Butch. That's what he calls him. So that's great.
um, then we get a angry Damian Priest comes out. He comes out, tells Finn Balor to come out. Balor is on screen with the new. Well, I'm not sure they're gonna be still called Judgment Day, but the new Judgment Day. And that pretty much ends, and they're going to line up having JD versus Priest at the end of the show. Promos were excellent. Damian Priest got the crowd already. I'm ready for this to go because it's gonna be fucking crazy.
Good stuff. Glad to see him go back and forth like that already.
Yeah.
Right? They didn't wait too long.
Nope.
Right? The very next night, or the very next Monday, because it was a day in between.
Yeah.
Um, but like, yeah, I like the shot of the new presentation for the Judgment Day.
Yeah. Carlitos
But I think,
Lucrena Clue.
but I think that isn't a bad thing because that's kind of just what the group does. It's like if you start acting up, it eats you up and they spit you out, and it turns into a different one. So,
Yeah, they did it once before, so
mm-hmm,
poor Edge.
mm-hmm.
Didn't see it coming. Oh, shout outs to Damian Priest. He has a 24 up on Peacock. It's actually really good. Definitely check it out. WWE 24. It's like a documentary kind of thing.
Nice.
Really good stuff. We got Valkyria versus Shayna Baszler. Solid match. Wish I had a little bit more time, but it was more story stuff going into this anyway.
I wonder if they really gonna be serious about having them be with the other two girls, like, because this is like the third or fourth week
Yeah,
that two girls either come out with her, Kaden
yeah,
and
they're buddies.
Katana.
They're buddies.
So like,
Bunch of gang warfare,
are they
man.
gonna officially be a faction?
Bunch of gangs.
The Rave Girls.
Yep,
Hmm?
the bunch of gangs. It's dangerous.
I mean, Damage Control is lurking.
Yep. You got CM Punk promo, and then also Bronson Reed sends a message. This whole shit was fucking amazing, and they did everything they needed to do. And Bronson Reed looked like a fucking $1,000,000 taking out Seth Rollins. Sadly, Seth Rollins had to get flattened for it, but hey, man, if you're gonna blame someone, blame Adam Pierce. That's
What?
all his fault. It's all his
Yeah,
fault.
that's what.
He
All right,
keeps
all
fucking with
right,
Bronson. He told him, "Yo, you gonna keep? I'm gonna fucking start wrecking shit." He gave him the warning. He didn't listen. That's
all
all
right.
on
Yeah,
Pierce.
I mean, you know what? You know what?
That is all his fault.
He's out here trying to make the ring more dangerous than the damn NXT parking lot. That's all I'm saying. Seth,
Right,
Seth was in a dangerous place to be.
man. I blame Punk too, cause Punk distracted.
Ah, I wouldn't.
No,
I
it's all
wouldn't go
Pierce.
that
It's
far.
all Pierce's fault. It's all Pierce's fault. Handle your business. You could have did something better with Bronson Reed, but no, you ignored him again, and then he was like, "He's not, I'm not gonna let you ignore me," and he
Hmm.
took out one of your top guys.
There
That's
you
what
go.
you get. We got the New Day versus AOP in the Ninja Turtle gear, so I was biased already that they had to win. But they had backup for the help after the match. They got jumped by Final Testament, and then Odyssey Jones comes out and helps the New Day with a New Day shirt.
Looking like he ate all the rest of the alphabet.
Yeah,
Look, he just big letters. That's it.
he looked
He's
great.
just so good for him. The way he came out there and showed how he can carry two two grown ass men like that. So
Like babies.
putting people on notice.
I would say my only critique is like if they're gonna introduce him and being part of the New Day, Biggie has to be the one to introduce him to it. You
Well,
gotta let
you,
Biggie end the chapter if he's not gonna wrestle again.
I was I would say definitely do it on camera though.
Yes, do it on camera, not on Twitter. Because I wouldn't mind it. But I like the Woods looking at him weird and things like that too, and not really trusting it right away. So I like that part of it as well.
At least it's got something story to go on.
Yes,
Yep.
but I dug it. We got Awesome Truth versus A Town Down Under. Fun match. I wish it was a little longer, but Theory Waller win. Um, Bron Breaker cuts a promo backstage.
Oh wait. There
Oh
was
god,
story to that match also
yes,
because Truth and Miz had miscommunication.
yes,
So we'll see where that goes.
yep,
They
yep,
looked okay,
yeah,
but you never know. The
yep.
Miz is petty.
What is our Truth? I don't even think our Truth could go heel anymore. Like the way he is, he can't
I mean,
go
it would be
heel.
great.
He can't,
It'd be great. Start smoking cigarettes again.
right?
He starts smoking
Slapping little
blunts.
Jimmy. But then again,
He starts.
he
He's
got popular too because he kept calling everyone Little Jimmy, and then everyone's
what?
just Little Jimmy.
Nobody says he has to be an unpopular bad guy.
Yeah, that's
It's
true.
our truth. In a league of his own. Let him do what he do.
We got Damian Priest versus JD McDuggan. This was a really good match, and man, did JD fly with that that choke slam.
He
But
flew
you
with
also have
everything.
story with the Judgment Day coming in and jumping Damian Priest. It got to a point that Liv Morgan saved Balor from getting Razor's Edged, and then um, Dominic hits him in the knee, and then Rhea Ripley comes in for the save, catches Liv Morgan, slams her twice, then going to powerbomb her out through a table, and then Dom
Dirty
saves
Dom.
Liv.
Yep.
But then they left JD. JD got
Well,
headbutt in the chest and chokeslam, and I saw his angel fly.
he was like, well, somebody's got to pay.
And Carlito's just the cleanup crew. Just like, come on, let's go.
Yep.
Carlito's the cleanup crew. Um, really good shit. That was great. Um, We got Io Sky versus Sonya Deville. I feel like some of these matches just got the short end of it time, but at least they had some story. They kept the stories going with it.
Yeah, that's true. I definitely think that could have had more time.
And then the main event is American Made. Chad Gable and the Creed brothers. They fight the Wyatt Six.
They tried.
They tried. I'm happy
They
they brought back the theme, the full theme and stuff like that. I thought it was really cool. It was really fun, and yo, Loomis is fucking
they
insane.
they need, yes, yes he is. They need the blessing. Chad Gable and the Creeds. They need the blessing though.
Yeah,
Uh, from his old partner because could you imagine if they came out to the American Alpha theme?
yeah,
I'm just saying. It just fits. It would just fit them. I'm
yeah.
just
I
saying.
didn't like the theme that they had.
I would just say somebody need to bring that back.
Yep.
Purchase that one from the last guys who made it because that was a low key banger. Do it.
And then we end with the Wyatts ending Raw with the win.
Yeah, of
Uh,
course, of course.
all right. Monday Night Raw. Where you give it?
I'm gonna give it an A. I think I'm gonna lean towards A plus.
I'm gonna go
Uh,
S. I think
I'm
it
a
did everything it needed to do after SummerSlam.
I'm gonna give the points off for the fact that I think they probably could have had one less match and then lengthen out one of the other women's matches that they had.
I agree with that. I agree with that. Yeah, I'll go A plus. Like I feel like that they could did that, but I feel like they also I give them credit for also having like three different women's storylines running in on the same time as well.
That is true. That is true. That's almost a record. Three women's full storylines.
And none of them right now. Oh, one is about the title, but it's not really about the title. It's about
Hmm.
what she did and not really the title. So good stuff, man. Good Raw, especially after SummerSlam.
Yep.
We go to NXT, and this is American Bash Night 2. We kick off with Trick Williams versus Pete Dunne. Pete Dunne takes the win. Really good match.
That was a very, very good match. He done extra, extra angry.
Yeah. I was surprised Sheamus didn't come and like try to kick him or some shit.
This is true. This is true.
I thought we were gonna see some Sheamus. I would love to see Sheamus in NXT. There's a couple guys I would like to see him fight.
Hmm. If I over Femi, there you go.
Ooh, yeah.
Yep.
That's the main person I want to see him fight right now. Then, we got a women's North American Championship match: Kalani Jordan versus Hayden Paxley. And you know what? This was probably my favorite match of the NXT Great American Bash. This match was fantastic. They did their thing, and they both were great characters too. So, really good match.
I think it was definitely well actually see you could say it was probably one of whatchamacallit's best matches. Because
Paxley.
Kalani I think Paxley, but I have to be realistic because you, even though she doesn't like stay in the top slot, you gotta remember she fought like a lot of people and had really good matches. Like with Lyra, she fought um she fought whatchamacallit, the bully of
Jordan
NXT
Grace.
before she got her she did.
Yeah.
But that wasn't there, right? She
No, it
didn't
wasn't
fight.
TNA.
That was in TNA. No, no, but in NXT she fought whatchamacallit. I forget I'm blanking on her name. That got her nose broken again.
Oh, uh, JC Jane.
Gracie Jane. Like she
Yeah,
fought a lot of people. So
yeah,
she's just getting better and better.
yeah. It
And
was a
I
really
think the
good match.
same I think the same thing for Kalani, but also there's a story for the match
Mhm.
because now we thought that was her friend, but Wendy Chu is still lurking,
Yep.
and she put a hurting on Paxley. So
Yep. She
we'll
put
see.
her hurting, and now she's looking at the title. I didn't realize how short she was.
Oh, she's tiny, man.
Yeah, she's like 5'1" or some
She's a gremlin.
shit.
They're very dangerous. Don't feed them after midnight.
NXT champion, All Ego, Ethan Page versus Oral Mesa. Really good match
That
as
was a
well.
class
A lot of
match.
good story
Very good.
as well.
Very good. I think Mensa gets slept on a lot because he's so not prototypical wrestler.
Yeah,
He's got pink dreads. He wears like completely different colors and stuff, and he's got a thick ass accent. And you just go, what does he do? And then you see him move in the ring, and
yeah.
that's why Booker T calls him the main man.
I've
So,
been a fan of Oral Mesa since NXT UK. He was a tag champ there, and
hmm
I always was impressed with him. So I'm excited to see him getting a good singles run.
yep.
We got Joe Hendry versus Joe Coffey, and they also had a music video, "We Believe" song before it.
I think that's part of the full Joe Hendry experience.
Yeah,
Like you have to get the song
yeah,
before the match, and so they pretty much they got the full experience. I think the only thing I would say is knowing those two, and then remember we did the
yeah,
retrospect on him, and I'm seeing the history. I know those two fought a lot.
yeah,
I didn't watch those matches, but I saw like how many times I saw Joe Hendry, Joe Coffey, Joe Hendry,
yeah.
Joe Coffey.
I picked one. There was one I picked for
I
the
I
title.
skipped him
Yeah,
because I didn't
yeah,
want to pick.
yeah,
Like, but I know we gonna see it.
yeah,
So knowing the history, I would have liked a slightly longer match
yeah. Me too.
because I know they could
Um,
do. They could
and
have a
then
banger.
we have Ren Sinclair versus Kendall Gray. This match
I
I
think
kind of
this
forgot,
one,
but
I would put it this way. I'm glad that Ren's like personality is out now
yeah,
because again, I already knew who she was because obviously she was in AEW, but when she wasn't, she was like a champ on the Indies. Like
yeah,
I knew she could wrestle, but I never saw her personality and stuff. So now that she's talking, I'm like, okay, good. But I think also the match was good because you got to see the other girl.
yeah,
Like I'm not really familiar with her name, but you could see she's got like the skills down, like the main
yeah,
thing that she has to work on. But she knows how to toss people,
yeah.
and that it just looks disgusting. Just throwing people around like that's what she need to do.
And
Do it.
now Dempsey gets the Heritage Cup title match.
Do it. Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
And then our main event was the NXT Tag Team Champions Nathan Frazier and Axiom versus MSK with Trey Miguel. Amazing match, but it ended with Frazier and Axiom winning. And
You
then,
got the little swerve
yeah,
because there was the miscommunication,
yep,
and then before the match they were not. Can they coincide? They're not on the same page and everything.
yeah,
So I was expecting MSK to walk away with it. Not gonna lie.
yeah. Yeah, I expect Wesley to do what he did with
He
MSK.
get mad as hell. I mean, but you know what? You know what? Look at it from his point of view, and even if this isn't his reason, he busted his ass to make sure that when his partner was in a pinning predicament, that he got him out of it.
Yeah,
And when it was his turn, his homie didn't get him.
yep, yep.
All I'm saying,
So
you let me give him
Wesley fucked him up and took him out.
beat his ass and then beat his other homie's ass.
I'm excited to see where he goes as a heel. Let's see what that happens. I'm actually
See what he
excited for
do?
that.
Yes, sir.
NXT, we give it.
NXT, I'm gonna give it an A.
I
Very
go
good show.
solid A as well.
Very good matches.
Yeah. AEW Dynamite. We start off with Kyle Fletcher versus MJF. Solid
That was
match,
fun. Yep.
but I get burned out with these matches because just the lack of just storytelling in the ring. But other than that, it was a good match. So I give it credit
I
where
think
it's
he
due.
did a good job, MJF, of weakening the man's arm, and he made sense. His offense made sense
Okay.
because you gotta understand when you fight them flying guys, sometimes you don't know why they do it.
You go for their legs.
But MJF, he makes sense in the ring.
Yeah.
That's all I can say. He makes sense. He makes sense.
We got Mariah May versus Viva Van.
I feel bad for Viva Van because every time you see her, she's constantly just in these very predictable.
Yeah.
She's gonna lose matches,
I
and I
think
know she's good.
I think she won matches in ROH, and I think that was about it.
I mean, you couldn't tell because they never tell you.
No, they don't. That's a big issue I have, and I was say that when I go to Collision, but we have the return of Tony with Die Morai Die and attacking May.
Looks good. Looks. She looks unhinged, and that's what she needs to do
Yep.
because of what she did to her.
You got Brian Key versus Sabata.
That was pretty funny. I think it was a fun match, and I don't want to just give them all that praise, but I think the learning tree is kind of growing on me just a
Hmm.
little bit. A little bit. I'll tell you what my favorite thing is about the learning tree. The fact that on commentary they always tell you that security escorts the action.
Yeah.
That's the number one favorite thing about the learning tree is that Jericho is petty.
Yeah.
That's it.
All right. We go to Orange Cassidy and
Oh
FTR.
yeah, we got to return a hook. Hook
Yeah,
came back.
return a hook at the end of the match.
I would have preferred a bandage on his face, but whatever. It's been
Yeah.
long enough.
Yeah. Orange Cassidy and FTR they defeat Roosh, Roderick Strong, and Beast Mortals.
It's okay. I thought it was. It's not like it was mad or anything, but nah, I didn't
Uh,
really care.
you also got the Acclaim showing up at the end and for a brawl.
No, it didn't do much for me.
Yeah, I didn't know what happened. Camille had a handicap match.
I mean, it was kind of funny. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie. I watched it, and then Monet had a promo,
Yep.
which is what you do when you're bad. When you're not a bad guy, but you're an asshole.
I still think that she's been getting beat out on promos. I think Britt's was a better promo,
Mhm.
but
Mhm.
that's just me.
But
Uh,
she's the bad guy. She's not
yeah,
supposed to win all the time.
yeah, she's supposed to have those strong promos. She's supposed to be. I have a thing with her promos. Just the fact that she is just pretty much a more of a gimmick promo than anything. But it is what it is.
Mhm. Mhm.
Then we got Jeff Jarrett versus Bryan Danielson.
That was
And
good.
why you gotta beat up Ricky Steamboat though? He did nothing to you.
He was in the way. Come on, man. Get out the way. Go sit down.
It's like he's just a person on the line in the mall. Just move.
Exactly. He's like a tourist. Come on, man. What you doing? Get out of here.
I I just want. I wish it was just a regular match and not having to do all this shit outside the ring. But it is what it is, and it was good. It was solid.
Hmm. I wasn't mad. They
Yeah,
they built up to having a serious little thing between the two of them, and I
yeah,
think since it was timed out appropriately,
yeah,
that's one of the last matches before what could be. Because remember, that's the big thing they're saying. It could be his last match,
yeah,
retirement wise, health wise. So I'm not mad.
yeah.
I'm not mad.
All right, AEW, we give it.
I give it a B minus.
I
I
go.
give it a B minus.
I'm gonna go.
Because I think.
Yeah,
Go
I'll
ahead. Go
go
ahead.
same.
Go ahead.
No, I agree with you.
'Cause I'm gonna say the matches I got some like just shout out three solid matches, right?
Yeah,
First match, last match, and then the the match before the multi person, and then you got the little bits of story. And I'm like, all right, I can't really be mad. Bridge promo was great,
yeah,
which I think it should be. She's got something to prove. She's the one that's been gone for a minute, right?
yeah.
So MJF out there still a scumbag. I just okay. I'll tell you the one thing I think that still need to work on being less predictable for certain things. That's my only thing. That's my
Yeah,
only thing.
yeah. Because sometimes when you look at the card, you kind of just exactly know who's gonna win, who's gonna lose.
And because it's set up in that way. They paint themselves into a corner where it's like it's the only thing that makes sense in the story. Because then if they don't lose, it's like, well, then this person doesn't make no sense. How they gonna go for it?
Yeah,
So I think they need to loosen things up and like leave room where people can lose sometimes. Because
yeah.
it just, yeah, it doesn't seem that.
Like you could have the like next week you have the Acclaim versus the Elite. You could easily tell if the Elite is not winning, the Acclaim somehow some way is gonna line up being a three way.
Mm-hmm.
I guarantee FTR get interferes and it lines up being a three way at All In.
That
So
makes sense.
yeah, a lot of the things just look too predictable, and then when it just happens the way exactly you think, like okay. But it is what it
Mm-hmm.
is. I'll go B minus as well. I did watch TNA. I'll just shout out some of the matches here. Yeah, Speedball McBailey versus Trent Seven, Jake something. This is to qualify for Ultimate X. So if Mark Begley wins, he would have lost the title and his spot the Ultimate X. So he won his spot. Some other things you had the honeymoon of the Frankenstein and Steph DeLander, which Matt Cardona fucked up. It
Yeah.
just was hilarious, and I'm happy he's back in TNA. You have Kushida and Jonathan Grisham. Grisham's forgetting that he was the Octopus character right now, so he's pretty much back as himself, and he's doing like a little storyline with that.
Um,
Um,
because she does not having it. He was not gonna shake his hand.
yeah. He was like, I don't trust your inky hands.
Nope.
You had Jordan Grace versus Rosemary. That was the open challenge, and then the no contest.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, then you had the announcement of TNA Bound for Glory. That's coming up soon in October, so that's gonna happen there. Josh Alexander calls out Nick Namath. That was actually a really good promo back and forth, and lineup dropping Alexander. So I'm actually excited to see where that match goes.
Mm-hmm.
Zachary Wentz defeats Casey Navarro and Dante Chen. Shoutouts to NXT for the spot in the X Division match for the X Division title. For the X Division, the Ultimate X match. Joe Hendry defeats Wolfgang from NXT as well. Really solid match. They actually had a lot of time in this one, and Joe Hendry wins.
Nice. Nice.
I definitely give TNA. I give it a solid A. Like it's been a really hot show. They've been doing a lot of good things as well.
Mm-hmm.
Friday Night SmackDown. We kick off with A Town Down versus Street Profits. Good match.
That was a solid match. I liked it. I liked it. I
Me
liked.
too.
I mean, I like that they finally are finding a groove for BFAB because I guess Lashley's not there,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's like the thing is, I think they could use like a hype person, but like not they don't need a mouthpiece, but
Yeah.
they do serve well with having somebody else to hype them up besides just themselves.
Yeah.
So I hope they find like more things for her to do. Although, not for nothing, Street Profits turn bad. I think it would be better.
Yeah, I think it works
Straight
better
up.
with the manager than the babyface, because
Straight
they're
up.
both solid promos as a babyface. They don't need
Yes.
that. That makes her kind of useless when they're babyface, because they're both very over. If you're gonna have her, then you have her cheat and things like that, and then that will actually help.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta start cheating. You're not cheating, you're not trying.
So, yep.
Jade Cargill versus Elbow Fire. This has storyline on it, and it wasn't that long, but this also had the new SmackDown group of Elbow Fire, um, Elbow Fire, her tag partner, and Blair Davenport all together, and
So
Naomi
now they
comes
have a
returns.
so now they have like a name?
No, no name yet.
Not yet.
Nope.
Not yet. Okay.
You'll see. Andrade versus Santo Escobar, but before that we had the United States champion come out and had a great promo, and it was actually really good. I actually enjoyed it. Um, this pretty much is for number contender for the U.S. title. Angel Umberto kind of interfered, but Baron Corbin and Apollo.
Spots in because when in the backstage with Tiffy
Yeah,
and they had a little try to sell her on their services on like what to do for Nia Jax's was it like celebration for our
Yeah, yeah,
championship?
yeah.
Yeah.
So next
And
week.
meanwhile, he still had the little script for the musical tucked in his
Yeah,
waistband.
and then we end with the Bloodline coming out, and then Roman coming to clean house.
Doing what he's supposed to do,
Did it?
wailing on the bloodline.
Beat all their asses. Knocked them
Hmm.
so tired. He lost both his. He gonna lose both his eyes next time. His depth perception is fucked up.
Now here's the problem I have with the bloodline and Roman being so mad is remember what did he tell Solo to do?
Yeah, he
Didn't
did.
he tell Solo that he was the next one in line? Well,
But
then what the hell am I supposed to do for 3 months while you're not here? Come on, man.
he's supposed to just keep the team and group together. That's it. Not take
No,
over.
no, what did you do with 3 months? I'm supposed to be like, oh yeah, the tribal chief, he's coming back. These people calling. These he got numbers. And people like, is the tribal chief there? Is the tribal chief there? He's like,
Yeah,
nah, he's coming back. He's like, listen, I'm the tribal chief. What you want? No, listen, that's just how it's supposed to go.
yeah.
It's a management position. Don't take it personal, Roman. Just saying.
SmackDown, where you give
Just
it?
saying. I'm gonna give it an A plus.
I'll go A plus as well. Good show after SummerSlam. I did watch Collision mainly for one match, and this is the match I'm gonna say that I'm very disappointed that it hasn't been getting like any talk about or anything like that, or any hype behind it and things like that, or hype for the rivalry. So
Oh yeah, wait. I just forgot. We forgot one thing though about
okay,
KO and they confirmed KO and Cody.
yes,
So I think is that's like the second match for Batch and Berlin.
yes, it's gonna be KO, and I forgot about that. My bad.
Yes. Yeah, KO and Cody.
And then Cody KO didn't want the match, and it ended up happening.
Because it was gonna be Roman instead, and he was like, you know what?
Mhm.
I'll take it.
All right. So again, going into Collision, there's one match I want to highlight, and I feel bad. I'm mad that they don't actually hype their rivalry up because they've been fighting for like the last 2 months, and no one's really saying anything about it. But they've been having great matches. Thunder Rosa and Deanna Peraza, they had a Texas Bull match, and it was actually insane.
Yes, I did watch it. I went out of my way to watch that.
Yeah, that was actually really good, and they haven't really been hyping them up much whatsoever. But they've been having like a really like gritty rivalry. They've been trying to kill each other.
Hmm.
So I was a little disappointed with that, but that match was really good. Definitely checked it out for that. Yeah, Darby Allin and Hologram defeat the premier athletes because I know they never win matches.
It was okay, but you knew who was gonna win.
Yeah. The Texas Bull Rope match. You had Rosa defeat Peraza. Good match. FTR versus the Outrunners. FTR defeats the Outrunners. You kind of knew
It
who
was
was gonna win that.
amazing. It was amazing. They got robbed.
What happened to Vance? I thought they were the group together. Prince and Vance and Rush. They fought.
Couldn't tell you.
I can't tell you either. Swerve Strickland had an open challenge, and it was Ishii that took the challenge. Good match.
It was because he was mad that he had to be on the damn AEW show the
I
next
gotta
day.
finish watching that. It's really funny.
It's really
And Haruko Shida versus Aaliyah James. That was looks like a fast match. And then and that was it. You're gonna get MXM versus Top Flight next week
yes.
in a
The
runway
promo was
match.
very
Yeah.
funny. The promo was pretty funny.
Yep. Yep. All right. Collision. I'll give a B. I had good matches.
All right, I agree. I agree. I think it's a shame though, like we were saying about the Rosa
Mhm.
and Deanna match,
Yeah.
that I think that should have ended the show
I agree.
because Collision is what, an hour?
Yeah. No, 2 hours.
So they no, yeah. So they should have had the champion. They should have had Swerve do the challenge at the end of the first hour and then had that close the show because that was too dramatic to just be the second match in the show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, damn, I'd be mad as hell.
Yep. Yep.
And Rosa had an amazing promo like after it. I think of everything we saw,
Yep.
I think that was definitely one of the best matches this week.
Yep.
So
Yep.
what is shame?
Um,
Oh, shame on you, AEW.
that's the week in
Shame.
wrestling. We go to the podcast we listen to. Chris Van Vliet, he had Adam Pierce on. He didn't explain why it was his fault that Bronson Reed destroyed Seth Rollins, but he was on there. Nigel McGuinness, that was actually a good conversation as well. He had Queen Charmel and Goldberg last week as well. If you didn't listen to those,
Hmm.
shout outs to Major Wrestling Figure Podcast. They always have great stuff, and they talked about the San Diego Comic Con, all the stuff, and everything that's getting pre-ordered and everything got released. There's so much stuff. Um, Other than that, I didn't really. Oh, I listened to what was it? I think who was on Busted Open? Oh, was it Bobby Lashley? No, I listened to Bobby Lashley on a podcast recently, and he talked about how he enjoyed working with Vince more than Triple H, just because he got the character more than what he was in. He was explaining shit like that.
Hmm.
But yeah, that is it. Go ahead.
The one I did get to hear was the also RIP to Kevin Sullivan
Yeah.
because he passed. What was it yesterday
Oh
or the
yeah,
day before?
2 days ago,
No, the day before. Day before. Yeah.
Friday. Yeah.
So there was a busted open. They had Eric Bischoff
Oh,
and they had Scott Demore.
nice.
And then Scott Demore talked about the new promotion that he started in Canada.
Oh, nice.
So he's gonna be back in like wrestling like very soon. I think it's within the next few months. I think it starts in October. I think he said.
Okay, cool. I did listen to that. That was who I thought Boston. It was him. He was talking about how he got let go and all that stuff too.
Hmm.
He opened up with that.
Well, he didn't. They didn't let him go. He said it was a mutual pardon because
Yeah, yeah,
they didn't agree on the way they wanted to do things.
yeah. So there you go. And now the wrestling retrospect. And let me just run through our guys real fast and see if we picked them. All right. I'm gonna pick him because I don't think we picked him. My new favorite member of the Judgment Day, Carlito.
Hmm.
He's just there. He's the cleanup crew of the Judgment Day. Carlito would be my pick this week. All right, we wrap this up. This is the Wrestling Battle Podcast. Thank you for listening, and follow us on all social medias on Instagram, Tumblr, Twitter, YouTube, SoundCloud, and Twitch, and TikTok. All Mark the Mic. Also follow Red Cyclone Week.
Yes, sir. Make sure you follow us anywhere and everywhere. Red Cyclone Inc. That is Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, YouTube, SoundCloud, and Spotify. And
Yep,
we
yep.
got a WordPress. Do it.
Peace out, laters, and always remember follow the Jinkies.
He's hunger.